and that is temperatures that made it down into the 40s here this morning. That is the first time since April 16th that we have seen temperatures in the 40s. We got down to 49 degrees here early this morning in Atlanta, and in the the outlying areas, it was even cooler than that, with some mid 40s, lower 40s, even some upper 30s in spots in far north Georgia. So yes, it is feeling like fall. This afternoon, we got up to still about 75 degrees, which is close to where we should be here for this time of year. And then we've got another cold front that's going to be moving our way during the day tomorrow. That cold front is going to have limited moisture with it, but it is going to have some cooler air back behind it to reinforce this cool air that we got to experience out there for today. So here is what we're watching. Will we see any raindrops with it, with that limited moisture? Right now, we're going with just a 20% chance for an isolated shower that could develop in the afternoon hours. And if any shower did develop, it would mainly be between 2 and 8 o'clock there in those afternoon hours. I really think that a lot of us will get through the day without seeing any rain at all. But I just want you to be aware that we could see some spots getting just a few raindrops here and there. So keep your umbrella with you just in case. Most likely you won't need it, but you'll be glad that you have it if one of those little isolated showers with just a few of those raindrops decides to develop there in your area. Take a look at the satellite and radar imagery where, again, nothing is happening on this tonight, where we have no clouds around, we have no rain around either, and really around the entire southeast, the air is very dry. It's just not a lot of moisture here as this next front is moving in that the front can work off of to give us a big area of rain. We're not going to see a big area of rain. It's just going to be a couple of spotty showers that'll be out there here and there. Here is a live look at our tower cam that you can see there. This is the one at DeKalb County at Arizona Avenue, looking back toward the city of Atlanta, and we have a beautiful view there. The sun went down tonight before 7 o'clock, around 6:57, 6:58. That was the official sunset, and it was beautiful with those clear skies. We saw a nice view from this camera here a little bit earlier. Please forgive me there for coughing. Here is a look at our tower cam at Georgia Tech, looking down on Bobby Dodd Stadium, and of course looking at our beautiful skyline that we have with the clear sky. Great visibility out there this evening too. And then this is up in Rome. Earlier yesterday, when we were showing you this camera, we had a lot of the wind there and the flags were blowing, but that wind has calmed down. And tonight, since we have number one, these cool temperatures in place, we have clear skies, and now that the sun has gone down, it is allowing for radiational cooling to take effect here, meaning with the still air and the clear sky, any warmth from today is able to radiate out into the atmosphere, and it's replaced by cooler air here at the surface. So here is a look at the almanac for today. We started off this morning, as I mentioned, at 49 degrees. The average low for this time of year is 53. So that 49 is below where we should be for this time of year, but of course nowhere near the record. The record is 34, set in 1925. Then we got up to 75 for a high today. That's a couple of degrees above where we should be for this time of year. Here we are getting closer to the end of October. Normally on a day like today, being on the 20th, we would see a high temperature around 73. So just a couple of degrees above the average today. And of course, still no rain here. We have that rainfall deficit of 6.29 inches below where we should be in rainfall. You know, with that rain that came through on Sunday, we only picked up about 0.8 of an inch here. Some spots picked up 1/10 of an inch or even closer to 1/4 of an inch, but we didn't see much here officially at Hartsfield-Jackson. So when you take a look at those highs and lows for the day, this is where they occurred. That low, again, was this morning between 7 and 8, right around sunrise time is when we normally have those coolest temperatures of the day when we hit 49. Then at 8 o'clock, it was back up to 50. And then it was really kind of slow to rise. We were still in the 60s at noon today, and then topping off at 75 in the afternoon. That was our 4 o'clock temperature. Then at 5, we held at 74, 6 o'clock was 73, and now that the sun is down, just before 7 o'clock, we're watching these temperatures fall even more. Right now, we're at 63 degrees here in the city. Here's what we're watching with those temperatures. I mentioned that 63 degrees here. Now remember, this is one of the warmer spots we have around. Atlanta is an urban heat island where we have a city there with a lot of buildings, a lot of concrete, Well, Atlanta does have a lot of trees, but when you've got these urban areas here, we hold on to the heat a little bit longer before it radiates out into the atmosphere. And in rural areas or outside the city, that radiational cooling is able to take place a little bit faster. So it's already 50 right now in Peachtree City, 54 in Lawrenceville, 55 in Athens, 58 in Gainesville, and Blairsville right now up in the mountains already has a temperature of 47 degrees. So much cooler in some of these outlying areas. Now we're going to get down to 50 in the city tomorrow, but just know that outside the city, many places, and again, those areas a little more rural or outside of the city, are going to see those temperatures in the 40s again. And it's not out of the question. We could have some upper 30s in parts of far north Georgia. And we'll have plenty of sunshine to start the day. 11 o'clock will be sunny and 66. It's going to warm up a little bit more tomorrow with temperatures that are going to get up to around 78 degrees here in the afternoon. But notice in those afternoon hours, we're also going to have a few more clouds building in. I mentioned the front that's going to move our way that has limited moisture with it. As of right now, we're going with just a 20% chance for an isolated shower to develop for the mid to late afternoon hours, and then diminishing once we get to around the 7 o'clock hour. That rain chance would start going away. So here's a look at the timeline of what we're watching with the forecast track. And you'll see here the dry weather conditions tonight and in the morning. We start looking out to the west. You see these clouds that are going to start developing back into Alabama early in the morning, but that's still going to take a little while before it gets here. Once we get to lunchtime, we still have sunshine here in Atlanta, but we see a few more of those clouds in northwest Georgia and back into Alabama. And not only just clouds, but remember I said limited moisture. You see a little bit of green with this. This isn't like a real impressive line that is developing here along a cold front. Yes, it is a cold front, but we just don't have a lot of moisture for it to interact with to add that lift to give us widespread showers. It's going to be just a few spotty showers around. So that's at lunchtime. Then going into around 5 o'clock, that's where the main part of this is going to be over us. We'll have a better coverage of clouds around, just a couple of spotty showers here and there. Nothing really widespread, not an organized rain or storm system. It's just going to be really, as I mentioned earlier, a few raindrops here and there as this moves on through. The thing about this is it's also a fast mover. So this is at 5 o'clock. Look what happens through the evening hours. That gets out of here. And once we get to Wednesday morning, it's pretty much all cleared out. It's going to be chilly again on Wednesday morning. And then in the afternoon on Wednesday, this northwesterly flow here is going to reinforce the cool air that we already have in place. This is just going to be a reinforcing shot of cooler air that'll be with us. And so on Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see our high temperatures only in the lower 70s rather than the mid 70s like we had today, and then the upper 70s like we're going to have here tomorrow. So it's going to be cooler. And then going into Thursday morning with the mainly clear sky and still that flow coming in from the north and west, our morning temperatures are going to be back to the 40s, maybe even cooler than what we had out there this morning at 49. We're thinking we'll be around 47, 48 degrees here for Thursday and on Friday morning. And behind this front, that is going to also reinforce the drier air in place, and we have a dry pattern that's going to be setting up as we go through really the rest of this week and heading into the weekend. Now, we do see some changes, though, coming in for the second half of the weekend. Our next best chance for rain comes in later on Sunday and into Monday. So here we go. You can see there's that little system. This is for tomorrow. This is the European model, kind of widened out a little bit so you can see the development of that and the limited moisture that's with it. So this is Tuesday afternoon as that sweeps through, that little bit of moisture with just a few raindrops around. Then those winds shift. We're dry for Wednesday and on Thursday and on Friday. Once we go into Saturday, maybe a couple more clouds mixing in for your Saturday, but it still looks like we'll be rain-free. Then we start to watch this. This is the next system that's going to be coming in, impacting us on Sunday, where you see a few showers that start creeping in here, mainly later in the day. And then into Monday, a better chance for some showers here. So on Sunday, we're going with a 30% chance for a couple of showers late. Then on Monday, a 50% chance for showers here. And some of the models are not in agreement on when this is going to get out of here. Some of those showers may linger for a few days to give us some much needed rain. Again, whether or not it's a drought buster, I don't think that's going to happen, but at least some much needed rain will be coming in here. But for the next 5 days, aside from this 20% excuse me, chance for an isolated shower, we're going to see mainly dry weather conditions, and then it's going to be on Sunday and Monday when those rain chances come back. So here's a look at the rain comparison. The models are all over the place. Again, this system tomorrow, it's just going to be a couple of raindrops. Any of this that you're seeing here is mainly from the system that's going to be coming in Sunday into Monday. This showing only 1/10 of an inch of rain for the American model, the GFS. The European model trying to kick up a little bit more of that moisture, where Atlanta would only have 3/10 of an inch of rain. However, it's showing Duluth with over an inch, and Marietta, Carrollton, and Peachtree City, and LaGrange with over an inch. So this is really far out. We're talking about next Sunday and Monday. So we still have a while for these models to kind of get their act together and kind of come together a little bit more here. Now, in the tropics, we may have our next named storm developing here over the next couple of days. And this is the system that we've been watching as it's been traveling across the Atlantic. It's now in the Caribbean. Right here is where we're watching. And this is most likely going to get a name pretty soon. The National Hurricane Center is saying, actually they just updated this, it's saying 90% chance over the next 2 days and 90% chance over the next 7 days. This is the development region here that we'll be watching that has that potential for that development there. The next name on the list is Melissa. Some of our models are showing it also becoming a hurricane before it's all said and done. But here's a look at the latest computer models. As you can see here, the consensus of these models has it moving through the Caribbean a bit and then turning northward, maybe moving over Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and then pushing up toward the north and east out into the Atlantic, staying away from the U.S. We have a couple of models here that show it moving into Cuba, another one showing it into western Cuba, another one taking it into the western parts of the Caribbean. At this point, nothing's really indicating that this could get caught up in the Gulf of Mexico. But as you know, we need to watch it because things can change. But so far, the models have been pretty good this season, especially a lot of our AI models have been pretty reliable with this, and a lot of those are showing it curving it away. It just depends on if it's going to impact Cuba or if it's going to impact Hispaniola, if it'll impact any of the southern Bahamas. So we'll have to keep an eye on this as it develops, and we'll let you know if and when it does get a name, and of course the latest tracks too. Here's a look at these low temperatures over the next few days. What I want you to see here, the average low for this time of year is 54. Even with these low temperatures in the 50s the next couple of days, that's still below average. We're back to the 40s on Thursday and Friday, and then 52 on Saturday. So really every day this week, those mornings are going to be trending below where we should be. The average high for this time of year is 73. We're going to be about 5 degrees above that here tomorrow, then below average Wednesday, near average on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe just a degree or two above average at times here for the end of the week and also heading into the weekend. So here is the 7-day forecast that shows what we're going to be watching with that low rain chance on Tuesday at 20%. We'll see a few more clouds at times here and highs up to 78. So that's going to be really the warmest day of the week. Then as that front moves through, it's going to push out any of that limited moisture. It's going to reinforce the drier air, reinforce the cooler air too. We'll still get down to around 51 on Wednesday morning, and then highs only near 71 Wednesday afternoon with plenty of sunshine. More sun on Thursday, even chillier Thursday morning down to 48. Also 48 again on Friday with high temperatures both days in the mid-70s. Saturday, partly cloudy skies. Then on Sunday, we have that 50% chance for some scattered showers later in the day. A better chance for rain on Monday at about 50% with highs near 73. Thank you so much for joining us for this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We'll have another update for you tonight at 11 o'clock right here on 11 Alive Plus, and of course more extended updates throughout the day for you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you have a great night.